Hello, so today I'm going to talk to you all about my daily skincare routine because it does feature a newer product that I love, but we're going to start with the basics. So I do cleanse with the Aha Baha, which if you saw Paige's video, she uses that too. The reason I like this is because as I'm getting older, anything I can do to help exfoliate gently, that's what I'm gonna do. So this brightens, but it helps. It's got, it is truly right now, I'm getting ready for work. So forgive me for sometimes my lag of thought process. I have had a little bit of coffee, so that always helps. So we have some beta hydroxy, alpha hydroxy acids, and then a little bit of, like, you can feel a little bit of texture to it. So it just helps get everything off. Okay, now the next thing I do are Koji Pads, which any of you that see me know that this is my favorite product of all time. I went without it during quarantine that summer and I will never do that again. So it is little pads, super easy. And I just rub those everywhere because it has vitamin C, vitamin E, and kojic acid and arbutase or arbutin, which I of course max out because for me with skincare more is more. And I do actually always hit my hands and anything that's on my fingers. Still always put it, this is a great trick because as we age, our hands do too. Okay, so that's my Koji Pads. And they are good for, they're 60 pads, they're good for 60 days. I do keep mine in the fridge because they do last a little bit longer. Okay, so this is my favorite new product, and it is the TNS Advanced. It's SkinMedica, and it is your growth factor. So I talk about those all the time because I feel like once we get into our, for sure 40s, I mean, if you, 30s, never bad, we need to nourish and feed our skin. So this has, I believe, over 400 growth factors that are in there, which really stimulate collagen. It's got tons of peptides. They took vitamin C out of it because not everyone can tolerate that very well. So what we didn't want to do is give everyone something that could be a little bit irritating. So this is not, and it's a dual pump chamber, but I mean, it makes you pretty luminous when you put it together with Koji's. And you all can see, I mean, I need a BBL so badly after summer. So after football season, that's happening. The next thing I do, which all of this sounds a little bit overwhelming, but I just keep it all together, is I use my Lytera because I do struggle with browns. So with my Koji Pads and my Lytera, that gets helped. And then I just combine that with a pump of HA5 for my hydration and moisture, which is enough for me. I tend to be dry, but the HA5 is really hydrating. It's not just a moisturizer that sits on the skin. And of course, everything I do, I drop it right on down my neck. Okay. Now, for me, every other day, I will do our vitamin C, which I love because it's a more form stable. It's not an L-ascorbic acid, it's a tetrahexadecyl, and it's fat soluble. So it tends to penetrate really well. And oh, by the way, your HA5, it pulls everything deeper into the skin because it's looking for water. So that's why it's a hydrator, not a moisturizer. If I'm really on it, which I'm not always, I use my Lumiere Firm for under my eyes because that is, I mean, I feel like we all, no matter how good our skin is, we struggle with that crepiness that starts to happen. And I bring it under my eyes, and honestly, I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but I put it on my upper eyelids too because I feel like they get very little love. I'm gonna just sort of pat that in, you know, be gentle here. I'm probably not as gentle as I should be. Okay, so now it's done. Now, here's the thing where I tend to get tricky and vary my sunscreen. So in the summer, I wear Revision all the time as my top layer because it's a tinted sunscreen and it's an anti-aging. It has a lot more. It's not just sunscreen. It has moisturizer. There's some other ingredients and it's in 45, but it's got a really nice tint that gives you just a dewy look. If you like that, they have a matte as well. Heavy summer, vacation, pool time, the first thing I put on is the TDNR, Total Defense and Repair, and it's a super screen, and it is full of antioxidants, moisture. So it does much more than just block the sun. And if you struggle with melasma, which I do, it's gotten better with age, that's one thing. This is I do not go to the beach without this. I don't go to the pool without this. If it's an all-day sports thing, this goes on. Now, every day I don't, especially in the winter. So what I tend to use when I just am especially working or just running around errands, I use my Micro Day and that's a Neocutis product, because it has peptides in it, it has moisture, and then it has an SPF of 30. So I never leave the house without SPF. And this is kind of cool. It looks tinted. It's actually not, but it gives a little bit of a sheen. It's just the ingredients that are in there, because I don't know about you all of you that are young, you don't have to worry about this. I don't personally like to wear foundation because it gets in all of my little crinkles that I have now. And so I like these things that just tend to make you dewier with a little bit of evenness. And then I just do a little bronzer and a little, maybe blush, maybe not. So that's it. So it seems like a lot, but I just keep it all together. And it really, if I weren't talking, that would have taken me maybe 2 minutes. So those are my products. And of course, the main one I was sort of talking about is the new one, because I used to use TNS Essential Serum, and we have this, which I love it more. It's great. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll get back to you when I do some BBL work and get rid of all the sun damage. So let us know if you've got any questions about any of those. And of course, there's more things for different skin types. And I hope that was helpful.